exactly being broadcast. It is suggested you read the entire project and the appendix before you hear the presentation. Remember, you will be evaluating only the host, not the guest. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Jim. So let's welcome competent communicator Alex Liu with his speech title, An Interview with Robert Ram. Alex Liu.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to What's Happening in Town. This evening, ladies and gentlemen, I am very fortunate to have with me a guest who is a Toastmaster who will give us an interesting peek into public speaking and how to overcome your fear of public speaking. Ladies and gentlemen, can you please give a warm welcome to Toastmaster Robert Ram. Thank you. Robert,
Yes.
how did you learn about Toastmaster?
Well, that's an interesting question, come to think about it. I was actually invited to another club where I went there, I sat down, I took the membership application form, and then I came to another club. And I found I kind of liked the president's face very much, so I decided to join the other club. So that's how I ended up in the club which I joined.
Robert, there are many people who say that public speaking is among one of their phobia. Do you find that in everybody? Do you find that in yourself, for example?
It's an interesting question you ask, Alex. I've come across the same saying that goes that one of the greatest fear of man is a fear of public speaking, and the fear of public speaking is greater than the fear of death, some people say.
Yes.
I never had that problem myself, but over the years I find that I'm able to speak in front of larger and larger crowds without much nervousness as I felt before. So I suppose that the experience that I've gained over the years has helped me a great deal to speak confidently in front of larger groups.
I see. Before you joined Toastmasters, were you exposed to public speaking?
Yes, I was a trainer in real estate matters. I was a real estate trainer. I was conducting training for quite some time. I was also an auctioneer. I'm still an auctioneer until today. The job of an auctioneer is slightly different from a public speaker where we read from a script, but I was exposed to public speaking. I don't suppose I was as good as I was then compared to now. Thanks to Toastmasters, I've improved quite a bit.
I see. Would you like to share with us how is the Toastmaster program?
Well, the Toastmasters program is a very simple program where we do our speeches at our own pace. Initially, we are asked to do 10 speeches over a period of, it's actually our own pace. We can take 10 days, 10 weeks, 10 months, 10 years, it's entirely up to us. Each speech has got a different objective. Some speeches we are required to use our body language when we speak. As you can see now, my hands are moving. This is part of body language. And in some speeches, we are required to use our vocal variety. As you can see, my voice just went up. So different speeches have got different objectives. Every time we do a speech, we are assigned an evaluator to identify our strengths and reinforce them into us. And the evaluator also serves to identify some areas of improvement. So as we do more speeches, we become better, better, better. So that is basically what Toastmasters is all about.
You only have to do 10 speeches?
That is the first stage. If I go on and tell you the rest, you might get frightened. So we start with a simple thing. Once you complete 10 speeches, you are known as a competent communicator.
Like a learner driver?
Yes, you can say that, like a learner driver.
You won't get involved in accident?
Yes,
right.
Very nice to put it. Yes. Another aspect of Toastmasters is where we focus on the leadership qualities of a person. We give the people small tasks to do, such as organize a birthday party or organize a speech contest. And we evaluate the person on that as well. So as the person becomes confident of working in smaller teams, then they get a bigger job, and a bigger job, and a bigger job, and they eventually build up their leadership skills. There's two aspects of Toastmasters.
Before Robert came on, he gave me the handbook for Toastmasters for District 51. District 51, according to Roberts, is the area, geographical area of Peninsular Malaysia where all the clubs are located. I have the opportunity to look through the message of your district governor, and he talked about the core value, one of which is quite interesting. It says, respect for the individual. How do you translate that into your actions?
Interesting question you ask. One of the deepest fears a public speaker has is when they come in the front, whether the people are going to laugh at them, whether they're going to be ridiculed, and so on and so forth. So that fear even I have until today. So one of our core values is the respect for the individual. The fact that the person came to the front to speak indicates that he has got courage. A lot of people don't have courage. So in that sense, we respect the person for his courage. Okay? So that is a very important thing. As the speaker feels more and more respected, he or she becomes a more and more confident speaker.
That's good. Earlier you said that once you do the 10th speech, you become a confident communicator. If you want to pursue more, how does Toastmaster offer challenges to people who like to pursue more?
Now, once a person completes his 10 speeches, he's known as a competent communicator, then he or she can choose to specialize in a particular area of expertise. For example, the person can choose to specialize in speaking on TV, like what we are doing right now. There is a special module for that, where the person is trained to speak on TV. Or if the person has got an aspiration to become a salesperson or persuasive leader, we have a special module where they are trained how to become a persuasive leader. There are other manuals such as the entertaining speaker manual, the humorous speaker manual. So the individual is guided to specialize in an area which perhaps can help the person in his or her career.
I understand also that Toastmasters from time to time organize competitions where the winners will be even sent to the United States for international speech competition. Can you tell us more about that? I think the audience may like to know how they can become world champion speakers.
Yes. Every year we have two major contests. The contest originates at the club level. The contest consists of either a humorous contest or an international speech contest and so on and so forth. So the winner at the club level goes to a slightly bigger geographical area known as the area. And the winner from the area competes with clubs in a bigger geographical area known as the division. And the winner of the division competes among all the other champions in the same district. We belong to District 51, which consists of all the clubs in Peninsular Malaysia. At the moment, we have about 250 plus clubs in Peninsular Malaysia. Right? So once you become the Malaysian champion, then you go to the World Finals, which is in the United States of America. It is a very interesting journey where you keep upping your energy level, you keep upping your ante to a higher and higher and higher level. The moment you reach that stage, you are like a superstar. So that's basically what the contest is all about.
Have any Malaysians achieved or won any medal at that level?
We have one superstar in Malaysia known as K. Logendran. He has gone to the finals in the United States of America and he got second place, which is by itself a very respectable achievement considering the fact that he competed against hundreds of contestants all over the world.
Yes.
And he became number 2 in the World Championship. So his name is K. Logendran. You can check him out on the internet.
Amazing. So in these few points that you mentioned to me about public speaking, about leadership skill trainings, would you not agree that these are important soft skills that executives and professionals should have? So I would think that Toastmaster is pretty popular. Is that not true?
Yes, we have approximately 250 plus clubs in the Peninsular Malaysia. In fact, there was a newspaper article a few days ago in the Star newspaper where until today employers are still complaining that people who are coming for interviews, they either lack in their speaking skills or they lack in their confidence. This is where Toastmasters comes in very handy to train people on how to build up their speaking skills and their confidence level. I would recommend this to any individual who would like to take his confidence level to a higher level.
If you come back to public speaking, Robert, what would you consider to be a successful speech?
Successful speech?
Yes.
Good point you brought up. I've heard many speeches before. There are some speakers that after they finish speaking, we are still talking about his speech during the tea break, during the coffee break, after the event is over and so on. This is an example of a speaker who has left an impact on the audience. I've listened to humorous speeches about the different kind of ghosts, Chinese ghost versus Malay ghost versus Indian ghost versus Taiwanese ghost and so on. The speech was so humorous that even half an hour after the event was over, we are still comparing the different behaviors of these ghosts, devils and goblins and so on. So this is an example of where the speaker has left an impact in the minds of the audience. I would consider that a successful speech.
Very well, very good. We have time only for one last question. Say, Robert, if somebody were to come up to you today and says, I have to make a speech tomorrow. I have never done this before. Can you please help me? Can you help this person? Give him the right advice to make a speech tomorrow morning.
The first thing that would come to my mind is a famous saying by Dr. Stephen Covey, who said, begin with the end in mind. So I will ask the speaker, what do you want to achieve at the end of the speech? And work backwards. That is what my advice would be.
Okay. Thank you so much, Robert.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The gist on public speaking. You heard it from a professional himself, Robert Rumpf. If you're interested to learn more, you can visit Robert at his home club, IEM Toastmasters, which I understand is hold a meeting in Bangunan Engineer in Petaling Jaya on the 2nd and 4th and 5th Thursday of each month. At what time was that?
7:44 p.m.
7:44. Now, don't ask me. They are all engineers. It's 7:44 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.